Hello there, refined users. Marta Locklear here. I wanted to do a little video today focused on greens and how to correctly adjust the white balance for them and or just pick the right preset for them. As you'll see as I go through these images, I picked images with a variety of white balance tones and a variety of greens and light, whether it be direct light, full shade, after sunset, just before sunset, and finding which preset works best and or how to edit the white balance to get the best greens possible. As you'll see through the editing, sometimes it is just about picking a better preset. Some presets don't work as well on certain greens and tones, and others do, and I'll try to show some comparisons as I go through this video. But let me go ahead and just get started. This is a nice detailed shot. As you can see, the green is very punchy here, which usually happens with direct sunlight. It was some sunspotting coming in. This is low at the end of the day, but we definitely had some sunlight coming in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let's just go ahead and use Original Refined. This is a popular preset, and it's a nice clean preset, very Fuji-esque is what it was designed after. And as you can see, I didn't do anything else. I didn't do any white balance. I just increased the exposure a little bit. And you could almost go with just that directly. Like I said, the presets are built with a focus on greens. I'm going to go ahead and do Highlight Save. And let's go ahead and put Chateau. One reason I'm going to show you Chateau is specifically for greens. Chateau and Blush from the Refined Signature collection are both pink tones, very slight. But when you add pinks to the greens, it kind of neutralizes them a little. So sometimes that is your key to bringing down the greens just a little rather than having to tweak white balance too much if your white balance is spot on. So there's Chateau, and you actually don't even see it's very slight difference on this one. Let me put it side by side and see if we can see a tonal difference. Very, very slight on this because it didn't need that much. Let's go ahead and undo the tone. But what I did want to show you is this compared to another preset. So let's move into Refined Signature and use Patina. And same thing, I haven't done anything. All I'm going to do is increase exposure like I did the one next to it. And right there, you can see side by side the differences between the two presets. Patina specifically is a punchier preset. It's got a little bit more warmth in the highlights. It's designed to be a little more like a punchier Portra 400. And some of you, this is going to be the way you want it, and some of you, this is going to be the way you want it. And again, I didn't do anything else to this. I just ran the presets, and both images are aesthetically pleasing, and nothing needs to be done. If you really want to work with Patina, and you can just tweak and adjust the white balance as needed. If you want this green a little less green, just add in a little magenta, and or you can try Blush Tone, which will neutralize it there. Let me go ahead and put this side by side real quick. So now I have Patina here without Blush Tone. And I'm going to add Blush Tone on this side. And you can see how instantly Blush Tone neutralizes the greens just a little bit. It's not a lot, but enough that it doesn't look as harsh and punchy. So that's a good way to remedy punchier greens. I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Let me go ahead and do preset. Let's go back here. I want to show you another trick. Let's see, make sure I undid everything here. It all. There we go. Let's go back to Refine. Increase this. And then the other option you have, go and do this, is in Refined 1. This is not in Refined Signature. This is in Refined 1. Is Green Bleach. And that also pulls down the greens a little bit. I wouldn't use this on this image because I like the color of the greens originally. But if you have very saturated greens, Green Bleach takes just the edge off of them and basically desaturates it a little so it's not as visually, focused. Let's go ahead and move on to another image. Let's do this one here. Lots of greens here. You can see even their skin tone has a lot of green cast because literally these girls are in the shade and surrounded by green. Let's go ahead and use patina. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run through my color panel here. These are all shot auto white balance in camera. And I'm going to click auto because that actually most times gets you pretty close to where you want to be. Not always, so it's worth a try because it gives you a nice start. Let's go ahead and put these side by side. You can see all I did was run patina and clicked auto. It's right here. It's your white balance, your auto white balance, and increase the exposure 0.50. That's it. Now, in my opinion, their skin is still a little green. And what I want to do is one of two things. I'm going to try a blush tone just to see what that does to the image, if it gives me the look I'm going for, and or work with the tints a little bit just to adjust. So let's put blush tone on there, and that actually looks stunning. If I feel it's a little punchy in the shadows, all I would do is pull back the contrast a little. Let's go ahead and lift this exposure a touch. And I'm going to put that over here just so we can take off the tone and you can see the difference. That's just blush tone. That gave them their skin color back, gave a little warmth in pink into the color of the dresses, and also gave a more natural green color over here. You can see the green is slightly warm, but not yellow, and still has a very film-esque look. And let's go ahead and put this here. So that's what these are both without blush tone. And the other option I could do is to, whenever you have too much green, add pink, just like the slider shows you. So I would add just a smidge of magenta, and you can see that gives you just a little more of that warm tone in their skins. What you want to watch with that is not getting too purple and pinks in your shadows. That's why I like blush tone a little better, because it's built to not be too much purple and pinks in all those areas, but still adds a great tone into the highlights in their skin and kind of neutralizes the green cast. Let's go ahead and pick this image. Let's reset, sorry. All right, and so what I'm going to do with this one, let's go ahead and do pure. Let's go ahead and increase the exposure so we can take a look at it. And it needs to be warm because again, you can see there's a little bit of coolness in their skin. Take a look at blush tone. Blush tone actually works nice on that. Oh, clicked the wrong one, sorry. There's blush tone. Let me undo tone right here. So here's with and without blush tone. You can see it just gives a slight warmth to those greens, so they look a little less fluorescent and a little more natural and a little more film-esque. And then let me go ahead and put this back. This is without blush tone, and same thing, I'm going to just tweak the magenta just a little bit, and it gives the same thing. It neutralizes the greens just a little bit. This is without any tone or tint adjustment. This is with tint adjustment. And that's it. Let's see here. I haven't messed with this image yet. And let me see, let's go ahead and go to Refined 1, just because I want to mix it up a little so you guys can see. You can see Refined instantly neutralizes those greens. And I'm actually, let's try Auto and see. I love that trick. That instantly, let me go undo that real quick so you can see the difference. So here's without Auto. This is the as shot. And with Refined 1. And I want you to keep an eye on the dog, her skin tones, and the greens. She instantly has normal skin tone colors. Her pink shorts came back to pink, and the greens look a little more natural. If I feel like it needs a little more warmth, and because I usually do end up tweaking a little after this, you can do so just by doing this. And it's just a matter of tweaking to liking, or film. If you're matching film, sometimes you need to add a little less or a little more to the film. That's it. Going to move on. Let's do this one. Now this image is the image that I shared in the group. This is actually shot after the sun had set. You can see this is the exact same session, and the sun was going down. This is when we had full sun right here, not full sun, but probably about 30 minutes from sunset. And we kept shooting because the kids were being good. They drove a long ways to me, so I wanted to continue shooting, but this was getting close to dark. So very cool. This is auto white balance, Canon 5D3 with a 50mm. First thing I'm going to do is switch to auto, and you can see instantly, even though I shot auto white balance in camera, the cameras don't always do it right. So using your tools within Lightroom or ACR helps you get a lot closer, especially if you struggle with white balance in general. I may not need to do any other adjustments to this other than the preset, but let's give it a try. And again, all I did was pick auto right here. And let's do pure. And let's go ahead and put on blush tone. Increase for light. And I feel like I would want to warm it up a little, so I'm just going to add a little more warmth. And there you go. And if you want to continue adjusting, it just depends on your taste and flavor. You can. Like if you like your images a lot warmer, and if you feel like it's too punchy, looking in the shadows here, here, and here, all you do is pull back the contrast a little. That's it. And there you go. That's as shot. This is what I use, pure, blush tone, and auto white balance with a couple of tweaks. And let's go ahead and do this one. It's from the exact same session. And let's go ahead and do pure. And I'm going to go with blush tone again because I like the way it's helping with the greens. I'm actually going to dial this back a little. I was working really fast with these guys. It was 2 one-year-old twins and a 3-year-old. So I was definitely busy during this session. Let's take a look at his skin. I'm going to warm him up just a hair to give him some color back. This was the extreme backlit and a lot of green cast. Let's go ahead and put some contrast in and zoom out. Now what I want to show you here is 2 things. I can adjust the magenta a little just to kind of neutralize the green. Or I have this trick in Refined 1 collection, which is called Green Bleach. And that actually just pulls a hair of the green off. And you can see it just kind of neutralizes it, takes the fluorescent peaks off of it. And this is something that I know I did not include in Refined Signature, but I'm actually considering building a toolkit that has all these tools and some new ones that I've been working on, and putting those for sale as an accessory. So if you guys are interested in that, comment below because I am considering doing that. So people that don't have Refined 1 can still get some of the cool tools that are in there. And let's go ahead and reset this guy. And let's try patina. Just so I can show you how I would edit patina. Patina naturally has more warmth and kind of more punchy on the greens in it. So to edit that, what you want to do is just adjust for it. Actually, let me go ahead and do the as shot. Let's go ahead and do auto. And you can see instantly it changed. Undo that so you can see it. I'm going to put this over here. So this is the as shot with patina run on it. And there's auto. Your white balance is a huge, huge factor in the way your greens translate. So working with your white balance or using your tools available to you can make or break your preset. Again, it's not perfect. Like for this image, it actually got a little too cool for me. So what I would do is just increase this a little bit. Wrong number, not typing right. Until I felt it fit the amount of warmth that I prefer. A little more contrast to balance out the flare. And let's see here, I'm going to pull back the blacks a little. So there you go. Patina, patina, patina as shot, patina with auto white balance, and a touch more warmth added. That's the difference. Let's go ahead and do one of these. These guys are fun. Let's go ahead and do another patina just for fun. Lighten these guys up. I'm going to make this wider since it's a horizontal. Again, this is just patina and a little over a full stop in exposure. And now I'm going to change to auto, and there's the difference. So if you're struggling with your preset, if you think it doesn't look right, 9 times out of 10 is going to be your white balance is the problem, that it's off and it's just not fitting the image correctly. So you're going to want to get closer, which this definitely got closer. You can see their skin came back to life. You know, they don't look like little gray babies. They have nice, good skin color. There's some warmth in the grass. And I actually can see that I can increase this a little more. And I would probably I even add a little more pink, just because that's how I personally like it. And if it was too warm, you just dial it back a little. And there's the difference. Patina without adjustments, patina with white balance adjustments. That's it. You know, I'm not going to the HSL. I'm not messing with any of the split tones or anything. The preset is doing the work for you. You just need to have a nice solid white balance to get the preset to look right. And again, if these greens were distracting to me right in here, it's usually not an issue. We can mess with green bleach, see what that does for us. Might not be enough on this image. Let's see here. Split. See if that does anything for us here. It does. It takes just a hair of that saturation off. That way it's not as punchy. It's very mild. Some images it's more dramatic, but you can see right in here it definitely takes a little of the punch off, so that way it's not as visually distracting. That's it. And let's see, let's go ahead and do this one. This one I picked because I know I remember when I first edited this, the greens in the background drove me nuts. Let's go ahead and do a pure. And you can see right off the bat, pure completely took the warmth out of that green. And so I'm going to warm it up just a little more. And I'm going to dial back the exposure. And I'm going to use highlight recover because this got very blown in here. With the shadows just a touch. And then I want to show you blush. Actually, I'm going to do that. Alright, so this is without blush tone. And this is with blush tone. And you can see the difference right there. It gave a little more warmth in the greens. It gives a slight pink in the highlights, very, very mild. Again, just a little bit more pink in here, which is very, and you can see it right here, definitely in the shadows. This is the exact same. Main preset, this just has blush tone added. No other edits were done. So adding those tones can really just increase the film look of the image and also help neutralize your greens. Like I said, pink balances out green when you have too much of it. Let's go ahead and do this one. Make sure it's here. Let's go ahead and do pure. And then let's do sepia on this, just for fun. Sepia tone is a warmer tone. So it adds a little more warmth in the highlight areas and in the shadows. And then actually, I mean, I really don't even need to do much with this. It just depends on your personal taste. And the greens look amazing. Didn't even need to mess with them. They look very natural. I actually did shoot film on this session, and this is actually very similar to that Fuji 400. And that's it. So I hope that helps you guys out a little bit, gives you a little more tips on editing with greens and the simple tips and tricks to get them to look right. Again, it really doesn't have to get complicated. You don't need to mess with your HSLs or your tone curves or your split tones. All of that is built into the images. This is a mix of Canon and Nikon. So it works fine with that. Same thing with, I mean, I've edited so many files between Fuji GFX, the Sony AI systems. It works with all of them. You just need to get that white balance, and the difference between camera to camera is in the white balance generally. So usually just a little bit of tweaking with that, and you can actually get the same edits from body to body. I hope that helps you guys. Let me know if you have any questions or any future troubleshooting videos that you would like to see. I would like to do them for you. Thanks.